I'm probably going to regret this, but here goes. I'm a graffiti artist, or as some might see it, a delinquent. Either title works for me. The thing is, I like spray painting, and I'm pretty decent with a can in my hand. But the tagging community? It's a mess. People aren't exactly friendly, and there's no respect between artists. Because of this, I've adopted a more low-key routine. I prefer quieter spots, places where my art probably won't be seen by other artists, or anyone, for that matter. Old train lines are usually my go-to. They're like forgotten canvases, just waiting to be brought back to life. My friend John likes to tag along, even though he's not really into it. I appreciate the company, though. A good friend is hard to come by, and John? He's one of the few who seems to respect my time and my weird hobbies. So one night, we're out on these old tracks I found earlier that day on Google Maps. It's not that late, maybe a little past 10 p.m. We just finished a joint and we're walking along this old, rusty freight train. The weird thing? Not a single tag on it. That never happens. I'm hyped. I'm about to be the first to hit this pristine surface. I toss John a can, tell him to mess around, and I start doing my thing. Fast forward about 15 minutes, and 2 paint cans later, I've got 3 solid tags up next to each other. I'm pretty proud of how they look. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance. This might offend some people, but when my cans go dry, I just toss them. So I fling them back where we came from, loving the sound they make as they bounce around inside. I catch up with John, who's just lit another joint. I'm not big on weed, but I indulge to match his vibe. As soon as we finish, that's when we hear it. A muffled clang from somewhere behind us. We freeze, staring into the darkness. My heart's racing, adrenaline kicking in. I couldn't tell if the sound came from outside the train or inside one of the cars. Honestly, I didn't know which option was worse. We wait for a minute, nothing. I pull out my phone and start recording. And then, out of nowhere, someone throws one of my empty paint cans at us. Before we can even process what's happening, this guy starts chasing us, yelling, "You better not trip, boy." And then, no joke, an actual gunshot rings out behind us. I nearly drop my phone, but we don't stop running until we're way out of there. We didn't talk on the way home. My hands were still shaking. What was I supposed to do? Call the cops? I was literally breaking the law. That wasn't an option. But the story doesn't end there. A few weeks later, I went back to those tracks, but this time during the day and with my Glock. The train was still there, but my tags? They were gone, covered up by these ugly blotches of red paint. Someone had deliberately covered my work. I kept looking around, and eventually I found a train car with its door wide open. Inside, it was empty, except for a chair in the center, and ropes and chains scattered about. The whole place reeked of bleach, like someone had gone overboard with cleaning. I was about to take a picture when I heard another clang further down the train. That was it for me. I was out of there. I've told this story to so many people, and no one can explain that guy's actions. Was he a homeless person with a gun? Or someone more dangerous? And why cover up my tags? The whole thing just doesn't make sense. The chair in the middle of that train car? That's the part that really haunts me. I still think about it late at night, and I swear, I can still hear that gunshot ringing in my ears. That was the beginning of summer. I haven't been back since, and honestly, I don't think I ever will.